What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, don't ask me how to describe the Chicago Bulls team, because honestly I cannot put into words how, I guess, inconsistent this Bulls team is and how they approach certain games compared to other games and whatnot. This team is truly undescribable. How can we go from losing to, I guess, a Washington Wizards side, let's say, with no Bradley Beal, no Porzingis, but we can beat the reigning champions in the Golden State Warriors and do it in fairly convincing fashion? Today we're going to be talking about the Bulls and the Warriors game, talking all about the positives and the negatives in this video. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls overall game today. Who was your player of the game? Your thoughts and opinions on how well the Bulls actually played. We won this game 132 to 118. And I guess the only way I could really describe this Bulls team, and I've said it for a while now, is consistently inconsistent. They are inconsistent beyond belief, and again, I think it's very, very frustrating how inconsistent they are. But again, they put you on a roller coaster of emotions. You feel so positive one game, then you feel so negative the next. You go on a 3-game win streak and you think finally things are changing, then you go on a 3-game losing streak and you're back to where you started. This Bulls team cannot give you a consistent run of games to save their life. I'm talking about 5-game win streaks or 6-game win streaks, or even 6-game losing streaks. They just can't seem to find that consistency in their game. And again, I just wish we could see it. I wish we could see this Bulls team finally just turn that new leaf. But at the end of the day, I would say this is a good performance, a great performance by the Chicago Bulls, but it's not one that I necessarily know we'll continue to see going forward. Now, again, that's just how I feel on the situation. But in terms of this game against the Golden State Warriors, a team that is the reigning champions, yes, I understand they're playing at a 500 level right now, and there are big problems with that Golden State Warriors team, and we saw them firsthand today. But they're still a team that has to be taken very seriously. The Bulls know for a fact that there are teams that can explode from the three-point line against us, and we got to be very careful of the games like this. And we did the job, and we did a very good job at that end. We also said that we needed more help for Zach LaVine. Where is Zach LaVine's help in these games? Where are the guys coming to step up? And ladies and gentlemen, we finally got that answer. Almost everybody had a much better game from the OKC side of things, but everybody really stepped up in this game, which was a delight to see. So there's not too much negatives to take away. But if you want to look at some negatives, second quarter negative, that's a big one. I think Golden State dropped 41 points in that second quarter. I think that kind of speaks to the fact that we were up by a significant amount, and Golden State, I believe, ended the halftime or ended the first half with a lead. So that's a negative, and it still shows that even when we are playing well, we can't always bring 4 quarters together. But at the same time, beggars can't be choosers. We scored 132 points in this game. I thought we were very, very solid on the defensive end as well, and you got to take those victories as they come. As you know, the Bulls are inconsistent. You don't know when their next performance like this will come. You got to enjoy it. We got help for Zach LaVine, which was essential in this game. You played solid offense, solid defense. You played as a team. You got to get a big thumbs up. This is the first victory that we've had without DeMar DeRozan this season. So again, really, really positive stuff for the Chicago Bulls. Now let's take a deeper dive into those individual performances. Let's talk about those positives and those negatives that the Bulls showed today. Starting off with Alex Caruso, 12 points, 9 rebounds and 7 assists alongside of 2 steals in this game. You can clearly see from Alex Caruso's side of things why the Golden State Warriors would want him on their team. I think in all honesty, he's kind of their missing piece realistically. So don't be surprised if the Warriors are going to be knocking on the Bulls' door asking for Alex Caruso in terms of a trade package. But of course, it's got to make sense for the Bulls as well. But a near triple-double performance, excellent on the defensive end. I felt like he was guarding close to everybody on this team. So yeah, fair play to him. He was really, really good. He was everywhere. He was scoring, he was facilitating, rebounding. Again, he was absolutely everywhere on both sides of the court today. And this is by far his standout game since he's returned. We've questioned Alex Caruso's defensive side of the ball, even though I gave him the defensive player of the week in the Bulls weekly video. I was still questioning his defense. I was questioning everybody's defense because there were a lot of times he was caught slacking, he was caught sleeping, he wasn't guarding his man, or he let his man run the backside of him. So at the end of the day, I'm glad to see that he's kind of stepped up in many ways on that defensive side of the ball. Very, very positive stuff to see. Patrick Williams, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. I would say an okay night for Patrick Williams for sure. Again, I know we could see better from Pat, so that's kind of why I'm saying it's okay. We saw glimpses, and we've also seen glimpses of where he could be when he's not aggressive as well. We're seeing both sides of Patrick Williams right now. We're seeing a side of Pat when he does step up and he does perform well. He's efficient, he's dangerous, he's a threat on both sides of the ball. But when he's not aggressive and he's not feeling the momentum of the game, or whatever reason he decides he doesn't want to shoot the ball, we're seeing that Patrick Williams can also be a liability for this team as well. So it's two sides of the coin here, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to, I guess, find a way to figure out how to get the best out of Patrick Williams on a consistent basis. In my eyes, the way that I see it, a lot of these guys represent the entire Chicago Bulls team in how inconsistent they are. And I think Patrick Williams is one of them. I think he's always been efficient. There are so many games where he's really, really efficient. He's still our best three-point shooter technically as well. But in terms of actually getting those shots up and being consistent in his shot selection as well, that's where he is inconsistent. So I think we can see better for sure for Patrick Williams, but I wouldn't necessarily say this is a bad night either. He cracked double digits in points. Nikola Vucevic. Not only is this his best game in a Chicago Bulls uniform, this might be one of his best games of his entire NBA career. He's tied his points, a career high in points, and obviously, again, the most points he's ever scored for the Chicago Bulls. He had 43 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, and not only did he play solid offensively, he was immaculate on the defensive end with 4 steals. Man, oh man, I think we needed a game like this from one of our big two, I guess you could say, in Zach LaVine or Nikola Vucevic, who were going to walk away with a win. Golden State did not make it easy. Yes, we won in comfortable fashion, I would say, but they did not make it easy. Vucevic was outstanding in every single way in this game. Points in the pen, he had it. 3-point shots, he had it. Steals, he had it. Rebounding, he had it. Being that dynamic threat in the game, he had it. He also had 4 assists in this game as well. He literally did everything and then some for the Chicago Bulls. And I don't expect 43 points every night from Vucevic. And look, the statistics show he's very much as inconsistent as the rest of the team when it comes to, I guess, his opportunities and the Bulls playing through him as well. But this is what he can do against small ball teams. This is something that we need to see more of when we verse small ball teams. And we're seeing a lot more of them recently as well, ladies and gentlemen. OKC was a smaller team. And the Wizards, without Porzingis, was a smaller team. The Boston Celtics are a smaller team. These are the teams where Vucevic can be effective and can be played through, and it can work out for this team. But of course, he made 5 threes as well. That's something that, look, congratulations to him. But realistically, he won't always make 5 threes a game either. So, yes, he had a great game. He was outstanding. He was fantastic. He did everything for this team. And he really stepped up to help the rest of the team, I guess, be successful. When Vucevic played well, notice this. When Vucevic played well, almost every single other player on the team played well. That's not by accident in my eyes. Speaking of another person that played well, Zach LaVine had 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block in this game. Efficiency-wise, very, very poor from Zach LaVine, to be fair. But, I mean, 38.9%. Look, it's not very, very poor, but it's not great either. But it's clear to me Zach LaVine is hurt. Hand contusion and all, 1 from 8 from the 3-point line. That's not accustomed to Zach LaVine, especially recently. Ever since he got that hand contusion, he's been struggling to shoot. But give him credit where it's due. He attacked the basket in this game. He said it in the last game against the OKC Thunder right afterwards. He said he attacked the basket because he couldn't shoot. And look, I like how open and honest he was about that. He admitted that he basically can't shoot because his hand hurts and his hand is bruised and whatnot. I get it. And that's why he attacked the basket. But today he was effective. And the Warriors, for a team that plays very small, is not always the best transition team. They don't always run back on the defensive end as quickly as they probably should. And Zach LaVine got a lot of open lanes and a lot of open dunks from that as well. So our transition game helped Zach LaVine have a great game. So that's very good from him. Ayo Dosunmu, 12 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists, and 2 steals. 5 from 9 from the field, 2 from 5 from the three-point line. This is a miles better game than what we saw last time out, and a lot of times out from Ayo Dosunmu. This was a really good game to see from him. I truly believe it. It was outstanding, and what I liked about him is that not only was he attacking the basket, yes, not only did he make 2 threes, that's great, but he also shot some mid-ranges. And I'm telling you, Ayo has, in my opinion, Ayo has all the tools in his shed to be a good scorer in this league. He could be a good catch-and-shoot player off ball. He could be a solid guy that attacks the basket, which we've seen. But his mid-range game last season was probably one of his best attributes. To me, last season, his mid-range game was much more impressive than his attacking the basket game. And now, it's kind of been the opposite. But don't forget about that mid-range game from Ayo Dosunmu. Again, he's not the main priority. There's not going to be a lot of pressure on him in the mid-range or anything in between there. So take those shots and do not be afraid to take those shots. We will live with those shots when he takes them. And I'm glad to see that it's slowly coming back into his game. And I hope we can see more of it in the future. He is very dangerous from the mid-range in my eyes. And then we move into this solid bench production, ladies and gentlemen. Derrick Jones Jr., 7 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 1 steal in this game. Look, I still don't agree with him playing as the backup center, and that's basically what he did today. But Vucevic, how many minutes did Vucevic have in total? Vucevic had a total of, I believe, 39 minutes in this game. Again, my NBA app is glitched, so I can't actually see the proper minutes, but let's just say 39 minutes in this game. So Derrick Jones, he played a lot of minutes as, I guess, a power forward as well. And he only had 1 rebound in this game. Those are the small negatives you take away from a very good game from Derrick Jones Jr. defensively and offensively. This man was flying in this game. I guess airplane mode was truly activated for Derrick Jones. Got a nice couple of dunks. He got an offensive rebound. Yes, he got stripped after that as well. But he got an offensive rebound. That was truly, I mean, it's a sight for sore eyes. He was jumping so high, man. I mean, most people would dream to jump that high. And Derrick Jones, he played very effective in this game, and I think he made a difference. Coby White, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. This man scored another very good night. He had 15 points this time out. He had a very nice game against the OKC Thunder as well. And his scoring has been, I guess, good over the last 2 games. Again, I wouldn't say it's necessarily consistent, but the last 2 games, very solid scoring. And he's also impacting the game in other ways on the defensive end as well. So look, maybe, just maybe, I don't know for sure yet, maybe we are starting to see all the pieces of the puzzles come together with Coby White. You're seeing why he's playing because of his defensive side of the ball most likely, and he's able to play make as well for his game. If you can add that scoring element to your game, which is what his primary role is for this team, to be a scorer, you're starting to see all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. You might start to see this Bulls team have a much more effective bench if Coby White can get that scoring together on a consistent basis. We have to wait and see. Goran Dragic, 4 points in this game. Not too much to say about him. Didn't really notice him that well, to be honest. And Dalen Terry, 38 seconds, but he got 2 points in the game. This man said, I do not care if it's garbage time. I need some stats of my own. I'm going up. I'm taking a layup, and it's going to go down. And again, fair play to Dalen Terry. I'm very happy that he got some sort of stat in this game. 2 points. Very solid from him. Altogether, though, ladies and gentlemen, that is the game for the Chicago Bulls. Looking at the must improve, this is kind of a hard one to give. Really hard one to give. Again, this bench really played well. The starters played well. I don't think I need to give one. Again, 132 points. Very effective game, both offensively and defensively in this game. I think what I'll say now before I go into the player of the game is looking at the Golden State Warriors side. I did mention that there were a couple of reasons why they've been struggling, why they're 500, and we saw them firsthand today. The amount of traveling violations, moving screens, and just basic turnovers that they commit hurts them because their offense was fantastic. Realistically, again, they're a very good offensive team, top 5 in the league, but that's where they hurt themselves. I feel like Golden State, they're hurting themselves. They're losing to themselves more than they're losing to other teams. Yes, the Bulls played immaculate basketball and Vucevic really carried the load for this Bulls team. I get it. But the amount of turnovers they had would never ever be good enough for any team, including the Golden State Warriors. So that's a big problem for them. And defensively, again, not running back in transition will also be a big problem for them in the future. But look, if you're a Golden State Warriors fan watching this video, I don't think you should be too worried at the end of the day. Look, there's going to be, you got about a month until the trade deadline. You're able to make moves. I think you're in position to make good moves as well. I think Golden State will still be a title contender when it's all said and done. Do I think they're the title favorites? Look, as much as I say that if you're the reigning champion, you should be considered a title favorite, I don't necessarily think right now they're a title favorite, but they're going to be a contender for sure. And that's just how they are. That's how they've always been. Even when they struggle, they find ways. Expect in the second half of the season, they will erupt in terms of wins, and they will go above the 500 mark and whatnot. Be prepared for that. The Warriors are a dangerous team, and altogether, I'm happy that we broke the streak of losing to them for 6 straight years. I'm happy that we won this game, and it's time to, I guess, maybe get our season back on track. Too much to ask for sure, because we are inconsistent, but it's a good sight to see. Obviously, my player of the game is Nikola Vucevic. I'm sorry for delaying it a little bit more, but again, I don't really know what else I could really say. I don't really know who else is in the contention for this. Career high in points, season high, of course. The most points he's ever scored in the Chicago Bulls uniform. 4 steals as well. I mean, there's not much more to say. He was amazing in this game, and against small ball teams, this is where we can use him more effectively, and this is where he has to be more effective, and the Bulls have to be more effective. The one quarter that Golden State scored more than us is when we went away from Nikola Vucevic and we fell in love with the three-point line, and we tend to do that from time to time. But as soon as we went back to Vucevic, things started to happen. In the small ball lineups that we see, that's where we can take advantage. Yes, when small ball happens, there's often a time it's a disadvantage for the Bulls because you're playing a very big guy on a probably a more mobile, agile center that will be able to take the hold of you and could probably shoot the three-point shot very well. I understand that, but we got mismatches in the post, offensive rebounding, which we should be dominating these things, and we haven't been doing that for a while, and we need to start getting back to that. We need to start doing that as a team. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, Vucevic is my player of the game. The Bulls' record is 20-24. We are now back to a not 500. We're back to 4 games below 500. My apologies. And we got a couple days off. We got a lot of days off. I believe for me, it's Monday for me right now. The next game that we play is on Friday. So we got a lot of time off. The Bulls are going to be traveling to Paris later, I guess, tonight for them. And they're going to play a game out in Paris against the Detroit Pistons. So, again, enjoy this time off if you're a Bulls fan. Look, I don't know how you're going to feel having this time off. For me, I think the first couple of days will probably be just as normal. Okay, the Bulls don't play. But by the time Thursday comes around for me, I'll probably be desperately missing seeing Bulls action. That's kind of how I am. So, I don't know how I'm going to feel, but again, you're going to see a little bit more of those creative videos, keep wave or trade targets. This is the time for me to talk about how this team can change and how we can bring players in, how we can maybe potentially trade players. This is the time. Loads of days off. More time to be more creative, and we don't really need to talk much about any injuries or any news or anything like that. So it is going to be a big time for the Chicago Bulls and the fans of the Chicago Bulls. So all together, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.